Welcome to this webinar on the OASIS platform. Today we will be covering a quick overview on the creation of an enterprise product that serves the banking sector. To develop an ACK product in normal .NET-based development environment will take 8 resources and 6 months. We with OASIS built it within 2 months time frame. National Automated Clearing House is the compliance software mandated by the NPCI, National Payments Corporation of India, the execution wing of the Reserve Bank of India, to all banks in the country to streamline and automate the handling of mandates, automatic debits and credits as a result of these mandates, the update of Aadhaar numbers linked to each bank account, and the proper execution of direct beneficiary transfer schemes initiated by the government. The scope of work involved would include transaction processing, handling of images and the content, and creation of flat files as an output, and it updates to both NPCI and a core banking system such as Finacle Optiminos, T24. The process involved in creating any enterprise product would need to cover the following engines. 1. A database engine, to dynamically define, edit, add and delete the table structures. 2. An API engine, to provide screen-level APIs, composite application interfacing, and content reusability across workflows. 3. A screen engine, to dynamically generate and create web-responsive user interfaces, depending on the form factor of the device. 4. A workflow engine, to clearly define the business processes, in collaboration with business teams. 5. A delivery engine, to provide intuitive implementation models, multi-location, time-sensitive access control, including module and process-level access control, and multi-channel delivery. During our explanation, we will be showing the modification of one module, which is the Mandate Management module. The objective of this module is to facilitate the transfer of mandate information, both image and data, with associated quality control and approval mechanisms from source or originating bank to destination bank, triggering a handshake acknowledgement. The destination bank needs to receive these files and respond with validations done by calling information like signatures based on account numbers received from an external system. The core banking system, once validated the response whether accepted or rejected, needs to be sent back by means of flat file. We also need to write another file to the core banking system to provide the straight-through processing. Let's take, for example, during the development of the Mandate Management module, we need to create a new field. In this case, let's take the UMRN number, which is the unique mandate reference number that is created and assigned to each mandate upon successful exchange. We begin by creating the table by defining the table name as a configuration parameter. We also define all the controls that are needed for the application, and the corresponding columns are created by simply naming the column. For example, creditor information and debitor information are columns created using the parameterized drag and drop abilities. That's why making changes and adding columns is that easy. We can define any type of controls like list box, combo box and labels. We also have the ability to create new controls. The existing controls that we have created can be used in a wide range of applications across verticals. For each UI control, the names of corresponding target column are first assigned with the data length parameter, and the search box can be included just by clicking the Include Search option. As you can see, these are all the tables and column that are required for this module. We can create and modify and delete any type of columns and tables as per the need of the application. We are showing you the actual columns that are generated in the PL/SQL environment. OASIS is database independent and support leading database environments like Oracle, PostgreSQL, with a roadmap including NuSQLDB as well. Now let's see how easily we are able to use the functionality of multiple types of scanners like MICR check scanner and flatbed scanner, so that the application can accept images from multiple devices using our pre-built components. We are also able to create something like a list component, mapping it with multiple table sources. Our platform allows us to utilize DMS and ECM concepts through the use of such components, apply OCR technologies and create workflows and business processes based on this information. After a few simple steps of defining the required component, the way it needs to work, and to whom it should be available to, we are ready to deploy in production, and this modification is reflected immediately. Screen template properties such as number of rows and columns are assigned dynamically. The screen template elements such as batch additional info and scan image viewer are just ready by the simple drag and drop option. We are able to add a new component, and the change made in reference to changes made in the workflow allows us to bring it to production immediately. At first, a batch has been created and a scan mandate is selected. The mandate is now made visible through the scan image viewer, which is capable of supporting 300+ file formats, with the inbuilt features such as rotate and zooming capabilities as well. Here we are going to show how easy we had made the data enrichment process. From the attachment controls, we can select image or PDF component based on the nature of input document. Since our mandate is the scanned image, we have selected the image component. Once the corresponding mandate is selected, their zones and the corresponding label that is mandatory for the data enrichment process are selected. The mandatory fields such as sponsor bank code, amount, consumer reference number, signature, start and end date, frequency and account number are marked successfully. In case of any future customization, to include an extra label for the data enrichment process that can be accomplished very easily. One of the important features of our application is, when a label is selected, the corresponding scanned image with the relevant coordinates displayed. We are able to create such a highly functional capability as value addition to the user, using OASIS with such ease as demonstrated so far. Here we are showing how we are quickly allowing the addition of an interface component, pulling information from our core banking system and displaying it in our application. As an opening statement, you can see in the application, such a signature component does not exist as of now. We are dragging the signature viewer from the set of available components. These components are a part of our ever-growing pre-built configurable components library. With a couple of changes to the name and parameters of this component, this is ready to use. Using OASIS's intuitive wiring methodology, now we have to define how this will work in the real world. We are loading the existing wiring mechanisms. All you need to do is just drag and drop the newly loaded component and add the necessary wiring. Using our platform, we have eliminated unit testing. If a component is a part of our library, it will work, guaranteed. Now you see that the newly added functionality is available in the application. Your newly required functionality is ready, saved and deployed in your production environment in a few single steps. That's why it's no longer coding, it's wiring. Through this designer, we will be adding a new workflow to the existing application. We can see the existing processes available through the menu groups and corresponding submenu group. We are now entering the designer and going through the workflow. We see where our new process needs to be added and in reference to what other processes. We define the action to be performed on execution of that process. By setting the necessary parameters, we need to link the right process with the right action. In the following screen, we are assigning the roles that can access this process and then perform the mentioned action. Through one-button deployment mechanism, we are able to reflect the necessary changes to the production environment. Two new processes, stop payment and the cancel verify, are included. The stop payment is needed when the customer initiates a stop payment instruction to the bank against a particular mandate he or she has approved earlier. For stop payment process, we provide Save Action button to save the action performed. For the Cancel Verify process, Approve and Delete button are given in order to approve or delete the request that is initiated from the stop payment process. This makes the whole process complete. Approve and delete privileges are given to the maker and checker, which are two roles in the module. The necessary actions for both the processes and the events that these processes need to respond to, all defined using the wiring technique. When a customer needs to cancel the mandate, it is done through the above newly added process in the following way. In stop payment process, the customer whose mandate request is to be cancelled are found through UMRN number, and a men cancel reason code is selected as on customer request, and the mandate is saved successfully. In the Cancel Verify process, the checker or maker has given privileges to approve or delete the request. And that brings us to the end of the NAC building module. Just to summarize, the OASIS Enterprise Application Development Platform leverages its unique architecture to strike the right balance between automation and manual customization, masking the complexities involved in a standard development approach, increasing the development efficiencies through both the time saved and resources used, thereby allowing us to perform complex functionalities and address real-world problems and adapting to ever-changing scenarios with ease. Interested in using our platform? Write to us today at contact@gsstVL.com.